Hello, welcome to my cards for the week. Let's see what the cards have in store for us this week. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton. I'm an energy healer and mentor, author, yoga teacher, running healing retreats here in Valencia in Spain. I help people raise their vibrations, expand their consciousness, and heal themselves to happiness. So let's see what's going on this week. Okay, not a lot come out this week. We are looking at only 3 cards, which is interesting because recently there's been a lot more, but we seem to be going back to the old way of just a few cards. Hopefully it'll be a short, sweet message, but maybe with lots of impact. The first card out is the Star, Major Arcanic card, one of my favorite cards at the moment. Traditionally, this is about paradise. It's about fertile lands. But I've been translating it as, or interpreting it as heaven on earth, which is I think one of our objectives at the moment is to create heaven on earth within ourselves, so that can be reflected back to us in the world that we live in. And how do we do that? Raising vibrations. It's as simple as that. Raising vibrations and expanding consciousness. And that's what this card is about. It's about creating that heaven on earth feeling, bringing the 5th dimensional energy of heaven into the 3rd dimensional energy of earth. Heaven on earth. Energetically, that's what it's about. It's about transitioning into the 5th dimension. And bringing that lightness, that love, and that compassion, and that ease and grace that comes from vibrating in the 5th dimension into our humanity and into our physical experience, so that we do live in a world of love, compassion, understanding. And that's what's going on at the moment, this massive shift that's going on. And we're looking around at what we're perceiving as being negative things, but actually it's really teaching us some important lessons, isn't it? About the importance of family, the importance of hugging, the importance of physical contact, expressing love and compassion, the importance of doing the things that make your heart sing, the importance of nature, walking in nature, just being in nature, the importance of solitude, the importance of genuinely just keeping your immune system high, which is the physical side of things, but also keeping your consciousness level high, which is the more spiritual way of looking at it. And so just back to basics, healthy food, healthy living, being who you really are, expressing who you really are. All of the goodies, all of that, that's what this is all about. And this has come first this week as a reminder that that this is where we're heading if you're not already there. And it's great because what's been happening recently in the readings that I've been doing, this card has been coming up a lot, obviously, but it's been kind of coming up at the end of readings as if to imply this is where we're heading. And what I'm feeling actually quite emotional about this, because what's actually happening is it's just come up first. It's come up first this week, which means that we're there, we're getting there. There's been a lot of global meditations. On the 4th of April, we had a massive global meditation. On the 21st of May, we had another one. It's really happening, and it's really, things are really shifting. A lot of people are really waking up and understanding how they need to raise their vibrations and think in a different way, which will come. Thinking in a different way comes from raising your vibrations. The first step is raising your vibration. How do you do that? I'm not going to go into that now in this week's card readings, but if you go to my website at deborahjanesutton.com, my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, is free to download. It's free to download. I am literally giving that book away. And that is all about raising your vibrations, the power of words, the power of gratitude, the power of energy healing, the power of emotions and thoughts. There's a whole chapter on various things you can do because different people resonate to different things. So there is always a load of things you can do to raise your vibrations. The first thing is, I always think, is to just think of everything as energy and think of the fact that you want to bring the positive energy in and release the lower frequency energy out. It's very logical and simple to me, which is why the book is called A Simple Guide to Raising Your Vibrations. Okay, so let's see what else we have this week. That's really exciting. Okay, so here we go. This is a major arcanic card, and we've only got 3 cards out, and 2 of them already are major arcanic. I don't know the third one because I turned them over when I talked to you. But this is the moon, which is symbolic of unconscious fears. And it's interesting because the fears is kind of working on loads of different levels, because we've got the original fear that's going on at the moment. So some people are really fearful of the virus, for example. And then there's other levels of fear, because some people are really fearful of the governments and organizations, and so that's kind of waking people up. And then those that have, maybe vibrating at a higher level, there's still fears coming up. All sorts of fears that are deep rooted within us. We're carrying energy from not just ourselves from this lifetime, but from previous lifetimes, DNA from our biological family, our ancestors. We've got cultural energy. There's just, we really are a mass of energy moving around within us, and it's not all ours as in this person, this lifetime. So whenever you do this healing, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and we begin usually by healing what's happening in this lifetime, and then you sort of progress to past lifetimes, and then it sort of like can get into deeper levels each time, opening you up to more love, opening you up to deeper levels of understanding and higher levels of consciousness, which is basically what it's all about. So this is a sign that there is still healing going on. You can actively seek your healing, obviously. As an energy healer, I don't want to discourage anybody from coming to me, for energy healing. But just to reassure you that this healing is happening consciously and unconsciously. We release stuff all the time. It could be, having a cry on the yoga mat, or it could be going out into nature and just feeling some kind of a shift. It's going to happen consciously or unconsciously. Obviously, if you take conscious action, it might happen quicker. But even so, this is good news. Although sometimes healing can be uncomfortable, obviously, but it's good. It's better out than in, I say. So this is, and it's powerful because it's a major arcanic card. So this is actually beautiful. And we've just come past the new moon of May the 22nd. So this is now, it's a powerful time for healing. Strong energies are coming in. And as the positive energy comes in, and I've said it before, I've said it nearly every week recently, the lower frequency energy is leaving. So whether that's conscious or unconscious, it's perfect, because healing is great, because that is how you're going to raise your vibration, of course. And let's see what the last one is. Okay, now the last one has come up as Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, which is actually a scarcity card. It's kind of related to homelessness. But it is definitely related to scarcity. Now, this is interesting because I think what's happening is a lot of people have less money or are concerned about money, and are concerned about investments and things like that. But I think people are also realizing that they need less money, because the things that they realize now are important don't cost money. The love of family and the hugging and the nature, this is all free. So I think there's a little message here. Now, you see, when I was trained in tarot, I was always told that if you end on a negative card, you're allowed to pull another one. I don't see any cards as negative. I see it all as beautiful and glorious stepping stones on this spiritual journey of ours. So I'm not going to pull another card. But what I will do is just talk about the importance of prosperity. And yes, maybe we have to economize. Economically, maybe we have to tighten our belts a little bit. Maybe, not spend the money on things that we used to spend money on. But it's not. This is a scarcity card. It's not just about money. Maybe we need to. A lot of people are realizing maybe we need to eat less, just consume less. that's where I'm getting with this on a physical level. Okay, so we're going to eat less maybe, but we can consume less, travel less, only travel if it's needed, or just basically consume less. So there is a scarcity energy, but it really does depend how you look at it. I'm looking at it as a way to make to give us new direction, a way to help us create our heaven on earth. How are we going to go forward with this? So I don't think it's a case of being negative. I think it's a case of just thinking about what you really, really need. And I think it's about like non-attachment, because there is a sort of element of scarcity to non-attachment when you literally detach from the material things and you realize that they're not so important, and not just to the material things, but to dreams and thoughts that you had. Maybe the dreams and thoughts that you were working towards, the goals that you were working towards, great success in your business or great acclaim for something. Maybe that's not your divine path. Maybe your divine path is something more heart-based. So maybe there is a lot of detachment going on, realizing that the dreams that you had actually are not your soul level dreams. Maybe they were other people's dreams that were programmed into you. Maybe they were dreams that you grew up with from society, telling you that you've got to make as much money as possible, you've got to be really successful, you've got to be top of your game, you've got to be, all this competitiveness. So I'm really seeing it as a detaching from anything that doesn't make you feel good, detaching from anything that isn't authentic, and detaching from anything that doesn't come from a place of pure love. That's what I want to say about that card. So, quick reminder that you can download my book free from my website at deborahjanesutton.com. That's a free copy of Heal Yourself to Happiness. And also a quick reminder that all my prices are still halved. I completely halved them at lockdown. They're still completely halved, okay? So that I can help as many people as possible at this time of the Great Awakening. So thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Lots of love and blessings.